What?
It's rolling already.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's rolling.
Okay, go ahead and
Okay, here we go. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Young at the PH Miracle Center, the Rancho del Sol in Valley Center, California. And we're here in studio at the PH Miracle channel. That's phmn.tv if you want to look us up. We're posting our interviews there on a daily basis. And our interview today is with Dawn Callie. She is from San Francisco, California, and she has an incredible story to share with you all that's dealing with an epidemic. It's an epidemic in breast cancer. The risk factors now in breast cancer is 1 in 2.5 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And that's down from 1 in every 3 women. And it's increasing, and I believe it's increasing because of acidic lifestyles and diets that are compromising the delicate pH balance of the internal fluids of the body and creating an acidic condition that's being distributed out into the fatty tissues and into the breast tissue, which is causing a condition called inflammatory ductal cell carcinoma. Now in, was it 2007, Dawn was diagnosed with inflammatory ductal cell carcinoma. And why don't you just share with us a little bit from 2007 going forward to 2012 and some of the things that took place from that time.
Yeah, I found a lump in my breast in 2007, and at that time I opted to just have the mass removed instead of a biopsy. And after they removed the mass was when they told me that I in fact had breast cancer and that it was a very aggressive type of cancer. And so I was very devastated because I thought, well, even if it was cancer, it was out of my body and I was done. But they wanted me to do chemotherapy, radiation, tamoxifen, and multiple surgeries.
I see.
So it was not what I was expecting to hear, and I left that visit overwhelmed and just devastated. I then decided to start researching alternative treatments, and I did a few of them. Now looking back, I realized that those programs, although alternative and involved a lot of raw foods and juicing, had too much fruit and too much sugar. And my cancer returned in 2009.
I see.
I had
in the same location?
Same location, a reoccurrence.
And it was just in one breast, correct?
Yes,
okay.
that's correct. When I went to the doctors were very adamant that I needed to remove this immediately because of the kind of cancer the other one was. And what had actually happened was I had come to the PH Miracle Center to take your microscopy course, and during a demonstration in front of the class, you had looked at my blood, and you had told me that if I told you I had cancer, you'd believe me. It was 2 months after that my tumor appeared. And so I learned this program and I understood that I needed to start alkalizing my body without any sugars. And so I started doing this program full out, and I started to stall the doctors and told them, let's just wait a minute. And they thought I was crazy. And, but they agreed to work with me, and we monitored the tumor via ultrasound and via certain blood tests.
And this was beginning in 2009, that in the same location where the tumor was removed, there was a new tumor that appeared 2 years later.
Right.
And they wanted you to go through additional treatments, which was tumor removal and then follow up chemotherapy.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. So I just started hyper-alkalizing my body with the program and with treatments, and every time I went back, the tumor wasn't changing at all. It hadn't grown. It's fast forward to right now, and it hasn't changed.
Okay, so it's been stable for now, what, 3 years?
About, yeah, going on 2-3 years.
Okay.
So I asked the doctor, so what does that mean to you that it hasn't changed? It's supposed to be a really aggressive cancer. And they didn't really have much to say except for, well, maybe this one's different.
Okay.
And I believe that I've encapsulated it with alkalinity and given it nothing to thrive on and nothing to feed on. And from what I've understood, cancer cannot survive in an alkaline environment.
Okay, so your diet today consists of what?
Consists of lots of fresh green juices, green smoothies and shakes, alkaline vegetables and fruits such as avocados, tomatoes, cucumbers, lemons, and limes. Oils, the 369 omega oils, alkaline water, lots and lots of alkaline water, lots of mineral salts, the 4 salts, the flavor salts, the flush. I do all of that. I also do daily treatments to continue to alkalize my body.
And some of those are what? Infrared sauna?
Infrared sauna, salt baths, colonics. I have a home colonic package that you have that I'm able to feed myself into the large intestine, alkaline mineral salts and chlorophyll.
Okay.
And so I'm infusing alkalinity in so many other ways other than orally, and maintaining that alkaline.
So it sounds
side.
like you've made some serious dramatic changes in your lifestyle and in your diet that is having what sort of effect on how you're feeling? How's your energy levels? I mean, how do you feel overall?
I feel I've never had more energy. I mean, I'm a mother of 4 children, and I work, and I feel great. I just feel good all the time.
And while you've been going through this this protocol, didn't you also get pregnant and have a baby too as well?
Yeah, I was told that I probably shouldn't have any more children, and I did end up getting pregnant. I lived a very alkaline pregnancy. On mostly liquids my whole pregnancy, and ended up having a very healthy baby with a healthy pregnancy and a healthy delivery, and have continued to feed him alkaline foods.
Well, you look very, very young. I know that women don't like to have, especially their age disclosed, but how old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay.
And I have a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old and a 14-year-old and a 15-month-old.
Right. And how does that feel to go back and begin again with a new baby?
It's been incredible to live this lifestyle and diet with the new baby, and I only wish I had discovered it sooner. And yeah.
And this has been your choice to live like this. And do you feel at risk at all? Are you feeling any fear or anxiety that your life is at risk?
No, I'm doing everything I feel that's necessary in order to preserve my life. And I have had some conventional testing done just to make sure that everything is going okay, and everything is.
Yeah. So the conventional testing, would that be like a cancer antigen blood test?
Yeah, the CA-125, the CA, not 125, 2729, the CA-115.
Okay.
All within normal range.
Okay, so there's no blood markers or antigens that are in the blood that indicate that you have cancer.
Exactly.
So, for those that are listening to this, I teach that cancer is not a cellular problem, but it's an environmental problem. In fact, cancer is not a cell, but it's a liquid. Cancer is what happens to the cells or the tissues or the organs that are being spoiled or damaged from the acids from diet, from the acids from environment, from the acids from respiration, or the acids from metabolism. And if those acids are not eliminated through the 4 channels of elimination, these acids are pushed out into the connective tissue and then into the fatty tissues. Well, for a woman, every woman is at risk because the breasts are a fatty tissue and a depository for these dietary, metabolic, and respiratory acids that are not being properly eliminated through the 4 channels of elimination. So when you understand that cancer is not a cell, but what happens to a cell, when you understand that cancer is not a noun, but an adjective, in reality there's no such thing as a cancer cell, but there is such a thing as a cancerous cell, and that the tumor is nothing more than the body encapsulating cells that have been spoiled by our own waste products that have not been eliminated properly, and it's part of the body's preservation mode to protect healthy tissue. And so the reason why your tumor hasn't enlarged, because the tumor's, its whole purpose is to encapsulate these cells and contain them away from healthy tissue. And much like when we cut ourselves, the body naturally forms a scab. When we injure our tissues, the body does encapsulate, forming granulomas to what are called cancerous tumors. And so in a case of an inflammatory condition, which can only be caused by acid, because you cannot have inflammation without acids, current medical science cannot deal with an inflammatory condition, particularly ductal cell carcinoma, which generally has a death sentence attached to it. And I don't know if the doctors told you, if you did not take care of this, this would surely take your life in a very short period of time. Were you told something like that?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, because acids will spoil one cell, which spoils another cell, and I refer to it as the rotten apple metaphor. If you take a rotten apple and you put it in a bushel of healthy apples, all the rest of the apples will spoil as well. And so the body has a wonderful way of preserving itself by encapsulating those spoiling cells into what is known as the tumor. But what I'd like, of course, everyone to know, and I know you understand this because you've been around this science now for 5 years, is that the tumor is not the cancer. The tumor is the solution to the body preserving and protecting itself from cells that are breaking down to preserve and protect healthy tissue. And that all acid, from metabolism, from diet, from respiration, or from environment, if not eliminated, it is pushed out into the connective and into the fatty tissues. And so when we realize what cancer is, and as we realize that acids can be controlled, and you've controlled this, Don, with your lifestyle and your diet, and I think one of the things that you're doing every day too as well, and you can comment on this, is exercise, because one of the most important things that we can do is exercise to remove acids out through respiration and out through the pores of the skin. So how has exercise been part of your life?
Every day. I mean, I feel that it's very necessary to keep my lymphatic moving, to move the acids out of the body, to keep the pathways of elimination, as you spoke about, open.
Mm-hmm.
And so I exercise daily.
And so is that something now that you do because you have to do it, or do you love exercising?
Well, again, I now feel that everything I used to do during my cleansing period,
Mm-hmm.
I now do on a regular basis because I love it.
And how is alkalizing your body with the right kind of alkaline water, the right kind of alkaline food, and alkalizing exercise, how has that made you feel? I mean, how do you feel on an emotional level?
I have never felt more alert with my thinking, more clear-headed, more stable emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have anxiety. I no longer have anxiety. Emotionally, I just feel very in tune with everything around me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel in balance.
And has this been a personal choice for you to live your life this way, or have you been coerced to do this, or is this something that you have found that works for you?
Yeah, it works for me. It is totally a lifestyle. I consider myself out of the woods, even though I still have a tumor in my body, yet I continue to drink 6 liters of alkaline water a day. I continue to do alkalizing treatments weekly. I continue to wake up every day with a green shake and green juice for breakfast. I can't even imagine living any other way. It's phenomenal.
So your lifestyle and diet now has really been incorporated to a daily routine that now has become, would you say, just natural? I mean, it's just automatic?
Yeah, it's not just natural and automatic. It's, I guess, a healthy addiction. I mean, I can't imagine feeling and living any other way. I love the way I feel. I sleep well. Everything I do feels amazing, and I can't imagine living any other way.
So, not that you would have be giving any advice to anyone out there, but I mean, if you had something that you could say that would would help others that are maybe dealing with this same or a similar problem, especially something as challenging as inflammatory ductal cell carcinoma. I mean, what would advice or what recommendations, or what would you share with them from your heart, from your experience, about the pH Miracle lifestyle and diet?
Well, when I understood that the problem that I was having was an internal environmental problem, and I really, the fishbowl metaphor works so well that when the fish gets sick, do you treat the fish or do you change the water? Mm-hmm. And I understood that my blood was only as healthy as the fluids that it was bathing in. And as my pH started to go down, my blood started to rot and ferment and spoil, and that eventually is what turned into cancer. It was a condition that my blood was in. Mm-hmm. And so what the pH Miracle program does is it cleans your fishbowl. It opens up the pathways for elimination, and it rebuilds your blood. Mm-hmm. And there's no supplement, there's no treatment that conventional medicine can offer that's going to deal with that internal environmental problem. And I really got that if I didn't heal from a cellular level, I wouldn't really be dealing with the underlying cause of why I have cancer in the first place. So reversing this condition was to clean out my fishbowl, and that's what this program does, is it rebuilds the body from a cellular level.
And I think that's wonderful, because I'm sure you would probably agree with this, and I want everyone out there to know that the pH Miracle lifestyle is not a medical treatment for cancer. And in fact, we would never treat cancer. That is not the purpose of the program. The purpose of the program is to restore the alkaline design of the fluids of the body, to restore and build healthy blood, which in turn helps to restore healthy body cells. It's a lifestyle. It is a diet. It is not a treatment for disease. And I think that's the beauty of this program, because it addresses the foundation of health, energy, vitality, and even answers the longevity question. If you want to live better, if you want to live longer, the key to a longer, better quality of life is to manage and maintain the alkalinity of the internal fluids of the body. And I believe you can best do that with what you eat, what you drink, and what you think. And when you're managing that, then all the blessings of good health are bestowed upon us by making better choices. And that's, I believe, really what it comes down to. It's about free agency. It's about the ability to choose the type of life that you want to have and life you desire and want to achieve. If you want extraordinary health, energy, vitality, if you want to improve not only the quality of life but the quantity of life, I believe this is the pathway for those who want to choose this type of lifestyle. And we have hundreds of thousands of people in over 72 countries that are now experiencing the benefits of, rather than treating disease, but changing the internal environment and supporting our immune system, supporting the alkaline design of our bodies, hyperperfusing the tissues with alkalinity, opening up the channels of elimination, learning how to build healthy blood, and in doing that, achieving this extraordinary pH Miracle life that Shelley and I have been talking about for now the last 30 years. And geez, I don't know if you know this, and I don't usually advertise this, but I'm going to be having a birthday coming up here. And so, I'm getting to a point where hopefully, this program is going to be expressed in managing the quality of my own personal life, and also the quantity too as well, as I'll begin on March 6th, my 61st year. So we're going to be doing this for a very, very long time. And my goal for anyone that wants to travel this road with me is to experience life to its fullest. And that not only can we have good health, but we can also have joy as we go along this pH Miracle path. So I'd like to thank Dawn for sharing her experience with inflammatory ductal cell carcinoma. We've had great success having those who have been diagnosed with with this particular condition using this lifestyle and diet as a means to dealing with this particular symptomology. Not a disease, but a condition of acidity of the tissues. And so Don, thanks again for being here, and I want to congratulate you for, you know, the decisions that you're making now in your life, and also you've got a beautiful little baby boy, Jonathan, and in fact Shelley just interviewed you, so I hope you'll also watch that interview too as well with Don and Jonathan, and learn more about, you know, what children should be eating as well.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Thank you for all the work in science. And, you know, the one thing I would like to add is that there is another way. And read the pH Miracle, revised and updated, and you will see for yourself how you can reverse any health challenge that you're having. Thank you.
Yeah. In fact, if you're looking for that book, The pH Miracle, it's the published date on that is 2010. You can find that in any bookstore. You can find it online. You can find it on our website at phmiracle.com, or you can find it on amazon.com, or you can find it in your local bookstore. This book will literally change the way you think about health, energy, vitality, fitness, and longevity. So once again, we thank you for joining us at the pH Miracle Center, the pH Miracle channel. Tune in to our programs that we're posting there at phmn.tv.
Thank you.